I just hate stuff like this, man. You just run into something like this and you're just like, hey, gummit, man, why'd I take this job?
I don't know how we're gonna get back to the shop. We can't take anything apart because we have no tools.
You know what sucks though?
What?
You take the exhaust off to fix this crap.
I mean, if we could at least just take the center console off. Which, there's no bolts right there. It's just these two on the sides. I don't know what to do now. Every light on the dashboard. Every light on the dashboard's on. The brake light's blinking. The coil, what's it called? What are those? Glow plug lights blinking. Quarter panel right now, but instead we're messing around with this piece of junk. Although this car had given me a lot of check engine lights that I ignored for the longest time, so I guess it's kind of my fault. It's actually all my fault. It's 100% my fault. But partly Nate's fault, because Nate broke the gear shifter to begin with, and that's what started this entire process.
Hey, I don't know. It worked fine on me. I fixed it.
But it happened again, so, you know, we're just going to go with that. Probably need to take this thing apart. You saying you got to go from the bottom?
Yeah, you don't even have to take anything apart at the top. You don't even have to take the center console apart.
Besides the muffler. Get down to put a straight pipe on it. What if we gutted the...
What happened, Yuri?
Check it out. Check out who's coming to the rescue. Yeah, we broke down, so he's picking us up.
Why is there so much trucks pulling in here, bro?
Well, you need Fords, you need F250s, and you need a Ram. At least I'll be able to drive it on there.
Yeah.
Go around. You look good though. Ooh, it's already putting in work.
Yo!
Hey!
Wait, guys!
That's right.
What happened?
My car's jacked up. Volkswagen. From China.
All right, so we got the car back to the shop, and I really need to fix it. This is my daily driver. I don't want to be driving the M3 around. So got to fix this thing, and I've got my Foxwell battery tester analyzer here. It's the BT705. I got it on Amazon, and I've never used it, and this is a perfect opportunity for me to use it. I need to test the alternator because I've already replaced the battery and it's still doing the same thing. It has to be something to do with the electronics because as the car dies, everything flickers and goes crazy. So I'm gonna hook up this unit and then we're gonna do a little test. All right, obviously black to red and red to black. I'm just kidding. Red to red. So we know we have a decent battery, 12.63 volts, that's pretty good. And we have a 12 volt charging system here. It's a regular test in the vehicle, top post, regular battery.
Yes, sir. So it's just gonna test the battery first?
Yeah, so let's see. The battery is good. Now to press, what did that say?
Go crank up the car. Start the engine. Oh, Yuri, look. It's only reading 11 volts. It only read 11 volts. That means your alternator's bad.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, because it should read at least 12 when you're cranking up the car.
Yeah.
Probably even more. Usually 13.
Yeah. Well, at least 12. The alternator when it spins.
And the fans are coming on, so it's drawing a lot of power. It
Yeah.
doesn't want to run. So
Because when it tested startup, it only tested 12 volt, or it tested 11.2. So
Checking for alternator output. So everybody tell me it's an alternator, but nobody's buying me an alternator.
Let's go. I'll take you to the store to buy one.
All right, so I think we're gonna use Vlad's truck. I haven't drove Vlad's truck in a while. Let's go grab an alternator, and then we'll throw that sucker on and see if that fixes the problem. I really like this battery tester though. It's really nice. It tells you a lot. So we're about to replace the alternator, and then we'll do a test again, and hopefully everything works. Should we maybe go ahead and take it off?
The alternator?
Yeah. Let's go see if they have one.
Let's see if they have one. You don't want
All right, I'm gonna take a picture of it just to make sure that I get the right one.
Dang, this thing's kind of low, man.
Hey, but it got the knob. Dang, it's an old work truck, ain't it?
This a work truck, man. This ain't no
work truck.
This ain't no Mack truck. This a work truck.
This a Mack truck, buddy. This. How you doing, sir? Let me get 5 on diesel and a $20 scratch.
2 or 1?
3.
3.
You get 3 of. How you doing, Juan?
Pretty good.
Oh, you got a new guy. New guy. You guys always have new guys.
Yeah. You can take a picture or not, man. Just take it, man. It's not a camera. You can't get recorded.
This is one of those things that it takes a lot of pictures in like one.
Did anybody give you permission to take my picture, man?
Oh,
You're in a
we're
public
grandfathered
place.
in.
You know,
It's a public store.
I could actually sue your company, man.
Oh man.
You know, you're like taking my spirit away, man.
Oh man. We're making last time we made around 60. I think it was like $69,000 because Juan was in the video.
Just off of one, honestly.
If you don't shop at the same store you usually
Look
shop
at
at, your account won't pull up at the other already.
I wish. 2012
Well, that was off the hidden cameras that we had.
Volkswagen. Yeah. The hidden cameras.
Volkswagen what?
Jetta TDI. It's a little dusty right there. I don't know. Can I get a little discount?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, I'm gonna bring that core right black.
Right, like.
Right black. Oh, I gotta give my. How much is that? $40 for a core charge?
Could have been worse. I'm not senile.
Have a good one, brother. I'm just saying, like, okay, even if I do get it off, how am I gonna pull it out?
What do you mean?
There's no room right
Pull the
here.
fan off.
Oh, for real?
Stick that one. Stick the new one.
Yeah, no.
There's
you're right.
barely any space, though. If you take the fans out, it's not gonna make that big of a difference.
It will. It's gonna make a huge
I'd
difference.
take this cover off.
Cover's not gonna help at all.
It's gonna let you know what you're
It'll make
looking
you
at.
see it better.
You're gonna know what you're looking at. See, now you know you're looking at a TDI. What's up with it, Yuri?
All right, so we got the alternator back on it, and I did start it up, and it seems like it's working perfectly fine. So what I need to do now is I need to go ahead and reinstall everything that we removed, like the whole entire core support, all the bracketry, and put the front end back together, put the bumper back on it, and then we're gonna go do a little road test, see if it works. And there is our issue. Crazy how long I've been driving it. I wonder if we can find something that's like that. This thing had popped off a while ago, and Nate had got it back on, and we were driving it around, and then it popped off again. We were sitting in the parking lot for like 30 minutes. We finally were able to, you know, catch it and get it on there. And then I started driving the car and the alternator went out. It's like if it rains, it pours, man. So we got the alternator fixed. Everything's good with that. The car runs beautifully. But now we need this piece. And I blew this thing apart and I don't even have the parts. So kind of shot myself in the foot. We'll order this piece, and you know, once it comes in, we'll get it back on there. All right, guys. So the Jetta did kind of knock me off my grind. Wasted an entire day, but we did figure out the problem, and I'm super happy that I had my Foxwell battery tester, because without this thing, I would have been probably going to a mechanic or, you know, trying to figure out a bunch of different things that I knew nothing about. So good thing to have. I really like it. It's really easy to use, and if you want one of these, they're a really good price on Amazon. So I'll drop the link into the description and into the comment section if you want to scoop one of these up. Go do that for yourself, and it will help you out in the long run. I promise you that. So now we're going to get back onto the van. We had a couple of things that need to be done. So right here, we need to do a little bit more pulling. As you can see, we have about 17 3/4, and it needs to be at 18 right there. So we're about a 1/4 inch back still, which is interesting that the door actually fit and closed decent, which means, you know, it's not a big deal. We'll straighten this out a little bit right here, and move on to cutting the actual quarter panel itself. If you look right here, I have all my old pieces cut out, and I've cut all the edges off. That way I can overlap each piece, just like that. That'll go there, and then this part right here will lay on top, just like that. And once you line up all the holes, like right here, these clip holes, you line those up, and you line up all the edges, and then you trace it, and you get a pretty decent copy of the part that you're needing. So we're gonna do that, and then we'll start fitting everything on. What's up, boss? How you doing?
Good.
You come to inspect?
That's good job, huh?
It's all right. It's not done.
When are you done? Today?
Maybe. Why, you want to finish it for me?
Yeah, I need a frame machine.
For what? Why you need frame machine?
I got a job.
What car?
IGC. Honda IGC.
Where is it at?
And Chuck.
Oh, for Chuck. Oh, then you know we got to hurry up and get it off, because if it's for Chuck, we got to put a rush order on it. I don't know, sir. Maybe today we finish welding. Maybe not.
You got a tail lights too?
Yeah, we have a tail light somewhere. I don't know where it's at, but it's somewhere. Vlad had it yesterday. Vlad's supposed to come help today too. So maybe with Vlad's help, we can get it done. I need to pull a little bit more. You see that? Look, who did this? Who did that?
You do?
Who did that?
Man,
Who did that? You see that?
long
Professional.
time ago.
Now you can see that we are exactly at 18 inches, which is where we have to be there. So we're good right there. Now I think I've got this straightened out a bit as well. I'll probably work that just a little bit more later. But right now what I want to do, I want to go ahead and cut the new quarter panel. And what I usually do is I use a little screwdriver, that has the tip kind of dented in. As it's moving along the part, it's going to stand off just a little bit because it's round and the tip's in the middle. And what that will do is that will give us a little bit extra for the blade. And what I'll actually do is I'll run on the outside of the line, and that'll give us a little bit more metal to work with. You don't ever want to cut it to exact fit. Never. Because if you do it to exact fit, you don't have much to play with as far as mistakes go.
And trimming too.
So you want to get it like a little bit more, and then when you're starting to fit it up and everything, you can sand it and trim it. So we'll see what happens. We're gonna make our marks here, and then we'll make our cuts. You'll see that my line is almost the thickness of a cutting wheel. Look, you see that? It's close. And the thing about this cut is if it's not like 2 inches too short, it's not a big deal.
Ah, it's problem.
Because you actually kind of want a space for the weld, because you're gonna put a backing gusset on there, and then you need a space for the weld to lay into, so you can weld the metal all the way through solid from the front to the back. So this should be pretty close. So I got our piece cut, and it's looking pretty decent. There's a lot of fitting up that we need to do, but for the most part, it's looking pretty good. Look at that.
Pretty good cut there, boss.
It's all right. It ain't perfect, but you know, it'll do. You know, it is good enough for who it's for. That's all that matters. What we need to do now, we need to surface all edges. We need to clean the edges of the quarter panel here. We need to clean all these edges off. Right there, we need to clean that foam out because our backing plate is going to go back there, and we need it to fit real nice. And of course, we need to surface all the areas where we're going to be welding. And then once we do all that, we can spray a little weld through primer on everything. That will make sure that everything is coated with a nice layer of zinc, and there won't be any rusting in the future. So I think what we need to do now, we need to go ahead and clean off all the paint from these parts right here. This piece is essentially going to go behind the quarter panel up there, and it's going to be half and half on each side, and that's going to not only strengthen our seam but help us line it up together. So we need to strip all the paint off of this, we need to strip all the paint off of that, there, and everywhere. Man, I am worn out. I don't know what to do to this thing. It's just too much work. I think it's time to just give up. Let's go work on the boat, Nate.
Yeah, we need to work on the boat.
Let's go finish the boat. You guys don't know I bought a boat. I know. Everybody gonna get in the comment section and say, hey, why'd you buy a boat? You ain't got nowhere to throw away your money? Nope. Actually trying to sell it now. I'm just kidding. It's going to be a sweet boat. Just wait till we get it out on the water. But here's the issue that I'm having. So from the previous accident, what I think happened was it got hit this way, so it pushed everything over. And I've tried and failed to make this gap. You walk, Nate, show them this gap right here. To the untrained eye, that gap might be okay. Like you could kind of push it out like that. But we run into problems with the tail light. And if we loosely fit the tail light up, shove it in the hole, like that, you can see where there's no gap at all here. And we gotta have a gap. You got to have a gap. If there ain't no gap, then you might get slapped. So what I'm thinking I have to do is I have to pull this entire structure over. And it's real irritating because the way it is it's all bent up. So it's not a flat piece right here. You can't just grab it and pull it because you're gonna deform it.
Bro, are we gonna do something about that ghost that keeps opening the door?
That's the friendly ghost, man. What? I actually invited him over here. No, I'm kidding, guys. Don't freak out. Don't freak out. People always be commenting that we got ghosts in the shop. It's not ghosts, okay? It's an automatic door. Have you ever heard about a flap vent? That's a big old air flap. Every time it slams like that, it pushes air and it cools me down. I've got a little motor in there. That's what that is. Enough bull crap. Enough bull crap. Right here, look at this. This whole area seems to be all pushed in and like, okay, we got to shut it down. We got to shut it down. I just hate stuff like this, man. You just run into something like this and you're just like, heck, gummit, man, why'd I take this job? I just hate quarter panels. And somebody posted in the comment section and said that we're doing a quarter of a quarter panel. So it's a quarter panel. It's a quarter panel job. So it's not really a whole quarter panel, which sucks because I can't charge for a whole quarter panel. I got to charge a quarter of a quarter. I don't think I want to do any more of these, just specifically these vans. Like if it was just this back plate, it wouldn't be that bad.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
This is just a lot of work, you know. It's too much work, and I seem to always be complaining about too much work and whatnot. But you know, I'm the one doing it, so I got the right to complain. What I think I'm going to do, I don't even know what to do. I pull it more, but the problem is as I'm pulling it, it's deformed. The deformation is there. It's happening. Deformatories. The deformatories are happening. Is that? Oh yeah. See, it's flush. So see, everything we pulled out this way is pulled out. You can see the way this tail light sits here.
Yeah.
So that's actually a really good sign. It's just a matter of the actual tail light not wanting to go where it needs to go. You know, she's not doing what I want her to do. We're gonna have to force it.
I have to keep pulling.
I hate that. I don't know what. I'm between a rock and a frame machine. In between a rock and a frame machine. Trying to figure this out. You think we'll figure it out, Nate?
I hope you figure it out.
You think so? You hope so? Do you hope so? Do you hope so?
I'm burned out just looking at it.
Tell me about it, man. Alright, so here's what I decided to do. Since I am struggling a bit with these gaps and whatnot, I think what we can do is go ahead and weld in this rear panel, get that all situated, get it all welded up, get that all done up, and then tomorrow on a fresh start, we will be doing just the quarter. Because today we had a bunch of other stuff that we had to do. I had to deal with the Volkswagen, with the Ram, and by the time I got that thing to fit, you know, I'm already kind of worn out. So Welding that panel on is going to be pretty simple and quite satisfying, to say the least. And so tomorrow when we come in, we'll already have that done, so we're not going to be thinking about that. And the quarter panel is already trimmed and it's ready to fit. We won't be thinking about that. All we were going to have to do is figure out how we can pull this corner and fit it on there and weld that up. So I think that's a good plan. What do you think, Nate?
Yes, sir. Let's get on it.
What do you guys think? Is that a good plan? I think that's a good plan. So I guess since, you know, our doors are looking really good, everything is perfect in this back area, you know, I think it's safe to say we are ready to weld this pan on. Woo.
Doors ain't gonna come off, no?
No, they can just swing, swing. Alright. And what I probably want to do is I want to mark all of the original spot welds. Yeah, guys, this is the hole maker right here. This is a really cool tool right here. You got to put at least 3 little drops of oil into your air tool every single time you use it. Every time. Do not be stingy with the oil. Woo! Nate, put your finger in there.
Yeah, good one.
What? Do it. I'll give you $1. Alright, so check out how this thing works. It's actually pretty cool. Bam. 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 Boom. I just don't like how it puts him right on the edge.
You gotta live life on the edge, man.
I'm gonna modify it because, you know, some of these companies, Harbor Freight, they just don't know how to make tools right. They just don't know how to do it. I swear though, Nate, if this thing quits working after this, I'm just going.
You don't have to start listening
I ain't
to
even
him.
gonna say nothing. It definitely did.
Yeah, it's much better now.
It definitely did. Now they're in basically the factory position. See that? Oh man, I love it. And the cool thing is you can take these little pieces of metal right here and you can sign them and sell them to all your subscribers. That's how much faith I got in my hold machine. Look. Who in their right mind would do that right there on some newly drilled holes? Nobody. Look, both sides. Both sides. That Harbor Freight quality. Alright, what we need to do, we need to clean this area out. As you can see, there's a lot of junk up in there. And we'll spray a little bit of weld-through primer. And if you guys notice, we only surface the actual spot welds themselves, and then I try to put my new spot welds back in the original spot. And the reason why I do that is because that keeps that factory finish wherever it is. And whatever burns off, it'll burn off. But for the most part, we're not grinding away a bunch of factory primer, which is always a good thing. You want to keep as much of the factory stuff as possible. So that's why we do that. Of course, we'll clean this out, and then we'll throw a little bit of, what is it? What's that stuff called? Weld through? Yeah. But yeah, it's definitely not good to be. Alright, so I got the back plate all welded up, and I'm really happy that I used that hole puncher tool because it made all the spot welds nice and consistent, and even they were super easy to weld. So I'm very happy with it. We got everything nicely welded. Everything is nice and solid and straight. We are good on this back panel. All it needs now is to be sanded and sealed up around the edges and painted. Alright guys, so stay tuned. In the next video we are going to be finishing up the Ford Transit van, and Ben is actually going to finish it up for us, so we're not even going to come in tomorrow. Right, Ben?
Yeah, I'm just gonna weld it all up tonight.
Just weld it up, and then we'll come in the morning and we'll send Vlad the bill and we'll be good to go.
What's it looking at, about 5,000?
That's going to be it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, smash that like button, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.